Hello everyone, thank you for being here today in this very special avatar activation class. I'm really excited to share with you today the portion of the class that talks about immortality and the possibility of regeneration and living forever in this body. I've been talking about this the whole time as we've been moving through the 12 chakra system. And so today I'm just going to read this passage on the call and then we're going to move into some creative work using this breathwork technique and my version of it. So I'll explain that as we go. So first, I just want to honor Corey Herter. This is the person who channeled in this breathwork technique. And also this breathwork technique comes with a series of sacred geometry patterns that he developed and received from interdimensional beings that gave him this technology to heal a brain injury that he had. This brain injury was causing him to have DMT stimulated in his brain, which was causing him to have near-death experiences and very psychedelic experiences and go into other dimensions. And sometimes this was pleasant and he was meeting with fairy beings and things like that, and sometimes it was just terrifying and he was lost and he didn't know where he was. And for everyone who's in the class, I will send you a copy to the ebook, which you can find online. So all of his stuff is underground now. Any videos or workbooks that I found of him are more than 10 years old. He is disappeared. I don't know where he is. I've emailed him a couple times and no response. But I'm just naming that Corey Herter brought this through, and this little part that I'm about to read is from his ebook, which you can find for free online. And it's called Sacred G Energy Tree of Love. Love standing for Laws of Vibrational Energy. So we're going to start with that, and then we're going to move into some rebirthing work. We're going to go back to, as I've been working with people lately, I've been finding that we're all so traumatized because literally we're trying to mend the fabric of reality. We're trying to basically reweave the entire matrix that we're in. And we're coming out of a dark age where there's a limited matrix imposed over us. There's this kind of like, imagine that all the trees are supposed to grow way taller, and imagine that we're all supposed to live way longer. Imagine that we're not supposed to, imagine a world, what would it be like if none of us got sick, if disease was not a thing, if breast cancer was not normal, if AIDS didn't exist, if we didn't have to get the common cold. So just imagine, what kind of environment would that be? How would our everyday life be, right? So we're at this massive shift, massive pivot in the change of humanity. And we're just at the beginning of this, and it could take us maybe about, some people say like 1,000 years to fully make this pivot and reweave. So say we're at the peak of the dystopia right now, where like medicine is actually making us sick, and like things are just, religion is actually taking us further away from God, what in the Hindu tradition could be called the Kali Yuga. We're just so far lost. So what would it actually take what would it actually look like if we were all living in a way that we were so connected to our divinity that we didn't have to manifest sickness to hear our bodies speaking to us? But how do we have, like, all of us have a mother wound or a father wound, or all of our parents fell short because they were living in this superimposed limited matrix system. So we literally have to like rebirth ourselves, like go back before conception, go back to conception, and basically redream the dream from there. And because say we're born, and as soon as we hit Earth, the birth experience is traumatic, or we're just met with like, fluorescent lights or just like anxiety or whatever, right? So we have to go all the way back before that and kind of give ourselves what we didn't have. So we're going to be doing that today in our memory session, and it's going to be a lot of creative memories, because memories are not set in stone. You can tell because two siblings can remember their childhood very differently. So what we're going to be doing today are basically creating memories. So I invite you to be very creative. And when I do dream work with people, so say you're having a nightmare and say you're stuck in this nightmare, you can redream the dream. So the way that I would work that in a therapeutic session would be to go back and use your imagination to redream the dream. And you're only limited to what you allow yourself to imagine. Now, sometimes we can't even allow ourselves to even imagine a better life or a better outcome or a happy ending. And that is our own limitation. So we need to work our imagination. So today we're going to be working with a lot of imagined memories, which land chemically in our vessels just as real as quote unquote real memories. But in truth, there's no such thing as a real memory, because two siblings can remember their parents very differently. One remembering the father as a tyrant and one of them as the nice dad who took them fishing. So those are some of the things we're going to be working on today, and let's get into it. Here's just a little note about immortality and how to use this technique and this set of tools that was brought to us by Corey Herter, who you can look up online, for immortality in the body. So this is just a couple paragraphs about that. So he's talking about both the breathwork technique and also the sacred geometry tools that are associated with it. Okay, this is what he says. To have eternal life is really the ultimate quest for a human being. The next function of the pineal gland is probably the most important part, especially considering my mission of creating the ultimate anti-aging technology on the planet. Life really doesn't even begin until you're actually living forever with a body that regenerates itself continuously. Most people don't think about how the body can live forever. We all die, but death is actually the biggest and greatest disease that humankind has ever faced. Most people don't look at death as an actual disease. By the age of 2 or 3 years old, the body makes a calculation. It realizes that it's storing and utilizing more energy throughout the day than it's freeing up and regenerating at night. As soon as your brain realizes that it's losing energy by spending more throughout the day than it's generating at night when it sleeps, it realizes it's going to die. When the body realizes it's going to die, it shuts itself down and puts itself into a survival-like state where the body no longer continues to open up new levels of awareness and new senses. In fact, it starts to do the opposite. It starts to hoard energy. You can see this change in a child when they go from, here's my toy, do you want to play, to not wanting to share their toys. This is so crucial because at that moment, the calculation is made. That child's natural development process instantly takes a major turn for the worse. The body automatically starts to look for more energy so that it can survive. So it starts to look outside for toys. Then as the years go by, the body starts to look for relationships, other people, cars, houses, and money. All of these material things try and give itself more energy, except it's looking in the wrong place. The energy the body is seeking is actually stored in the body in the form of memories and emotions. Every single one of us can think back to a major event in our life, and we can start to feel the emotions start to surface. This emotion is actually energy in motion. In other words, your brain is storing this emotion as energy. At one time, your brain used this energy and your body used this energy to operate itself, to run all its systems. Since that energy is backlogged or backed up in all of the unprocessed memories from your history, you continue to take on more emotions and more memories that you don't process daily. Your body experiences a gradual decline of energy, forced to shut down more and more systems to the point where it can no longer survive and death happens. What is necessary to increase the daily amount of energy, in other words, start conserving the amount of energy used up during the day and nighttime, and amplify the amount of energy and healing and regeneration. Okay, so that's just a little excerpt, and I will put the whole ebook in the email of the people who are in the class. And if you're interested in joining the class, it's only $33 a month, and you can email me about that. I'm just releasing this one as a special to the public. So you can follow along today and get a taste of what we do. Sometimes we use this drum, and sometimes we do it without the drum, depending on what we're going for, depending on which kind of brain waves we want to activate. So today we are using the drum, and I'll explain the locks, but I'm not going to explain the breathing. The breathing, you're just going to have to figure out or replay it if this is your first time. Okay, so we're going to do the breathing, and when we do the locks, you're going to squeeze your perineum on the final exhale, which is mouth, mouth. Inhale, exhale, mouth, mouth. Lock the perineum by squeezing the perineum. Lock the second chakra by squeezing your belly button to your spine. Then we're gonna do this mudra, and you're gonna pull it out, creating pressure in your chest. Or if you do this mudra, you're gonna push it. Then you're gonna lock your chin to your neck, and you're gonna squeegee your eyeballs. And then you're gonna squeeze everything till you shake. And when you do this, your cells are getting triggered they're getting told to reset, to activate the avatar. Okay? All right, I'm really excited to share this with you today, so let's dive right in. You can close your eyes and put your hands in one of these mudras. And exhale all the air out through the mouth, squeezing the stomach. Deep breaths, mouth, mouth. Inhale, exhale. Mouth, nose, inhale, exhale. Nose, nose. Nose, mouth. Mouth, mouth. Mouth, nose. Nose, nose. Nose, mouth. Mouth, mouth. Mouth, nose. Nose, nose. Nose, mouth. Last one, mouth, mouth. On the exhale, squeegee your perineum, lock your belly button to your spine, push, pull your hand mudra, lock your chin to your neck, squeegee your eyeballs, and then squeeze your whole body till you shake, and hold as long as you can on the exhale. When you're done with that, you can relax and release everything, keeping your eyes closed. So I'm going to guide you in a series of memory activations. And these are imagined memories. Whatever arises for you is perfect. Whether you perceive it to be positive or negative, just allow what comes to come. It's perfect for you and your journey right now. Remember when you were getting ready to come to Earth and you were choosing which family to incarnate in. Just imagine that you're looking down on this Earth reality, preparing for your Earth mission. Why did you choose the family that you chose? Imagine being there with your spirit team, preparing for your Earth mission, looking down at your family that you're about to jump into, and your Earth mission, the task that you are to undertake. What kind of challenges lie ahead